Hi everyone, greetings from Tbilisi, Georgia. I have been here for the past 3 days attending an EU-sponsored conference. It's called a mobility taster, a youth mobility taster. So in these past 3 days, I learned basically that there are options available for disadvantaged youth to travel abroad within the EU or to places like Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and do international projects together. And I learned how to make that happen, how to apply, how to run a project as a youth worker, which apparently is like kind of my title within the EU. We're youth workers to the EU, which is true. We work with youth. So there we go. But I applied for this conference because the Latvian national office advertised it on their Instagram, and they said they would pay the way of the awardees to this thing. And it was a really easy, quick application. So I did it and I got accepted, and now I'm here, which is great. But I had no idea what to expect from the conference or from Georgia. And since my airfare was paid, and since they offered to let us stay a few days after the conference if the flight cost was similar, Aaron decided to come join me because this would be a pretty cheap vacation for us to take with my airfare covered, and with Georgia just being kind of a relatively cheaper place to travel once you get here. So I've completed the past 3 days of the conference. Aaron is now getting our rental car, and when he comes back, we're gonna drive outside the city and explore real Georgia. Here in Tbilisi feels like a big city. It's we're in Eurasia, right? So it's a little more Asian-y than Riga, but it's a big city. But I'm excited to explore this culture. The food already here has been amazing. I love it. So I'm excited to eat more food. I'm excited to be with my husband again after 3 days away. He had to continue working while I was gone, and apparently, it's been a rough past couple weeks because it's summer. So in theory, it's supposed to be slower. But Amanda was gone the past week, and now we're gone this week. So it's always difficult when we're not a full team. Of course, if you missed our last few communications about it, in the spring we hired 2 more part-time employees. So we have Dotse, our social worker, and Janata, our project coordinator, and they are both amazing and dedicated. So it's great to be 5 instead of 3. And I told a lot of people here at this conference, like, I couldn't do this work without my husband and my best friend, because they thought it was kind of a little strange. I was the only Christian organization, I think, here at this conference. There was one other Hungarian girl doing Christian camps, but besides her, I was the only kind of explicitly Christian organization. And so everyone thought it was quite strange that my husband and my best friend work with me. And Jonathan and Dotse aren't as close relationships, but we're getting there, and I really, really trust them, and I think they're amazing people and amazing additions to the team. So they're still there, which is great, and Amanda's still there, but some of our youth are struggling right now. I'll leave it there. Please read our newsletter for more details. But it's a hard time at work. So it's good to take a rest. And that's what we're gonna do. So instead of a regular monthly video update where Aaron and I are just sitting in front of the camera talking at you, I thought it would be great to do kind of a travel diary. Also because several of you contributed rather generous one-time gifts with the hope and the purpose for Aaron and I to do something restful together. Whether that was like a really extravagant date night or, like I said, we got a few of those gifts, so we ended up putting them all toward this trip. It's just great to be here. great to be here. Come along with us. What is your impression?
American food sucks. Canadians have poutine. Koreans have bibimbap. Georgians have bread bowl with cheese, egg, and butter.
Touch curry.
Americans are stupid. Everybody else has us beat.
Not used to hills anymore. It's day 3 of vacation. Our plans have changed. We were supposed to be climbing today, but it rained all day yesterday and all night, and so the rocks are wet and it's very dangerous to climb on wet rocks, so we will not be doing that.
Boo.
Aaron's sad. I'm sad for him. Instead, we don't really know what we're doing. We know right now we're driving. Generally, we're driving. This is what we do on vacation. Aaron enjoys driving. I enjoy being driven around, seeing the beautiful sights. In Georgia, what have we seen a lot of?
Cows.
Cows on the road.
So, yeah, our first full day, my first full day, rather.
Our first full day of vacation.
The first full day. We drove to this little town, Stepensminda, something like that. It's next to the tallest mountain in Georgia, like 16,000 some odd feet. And it's also close to the Russian border. And so it's a major road, major thoroughfare. And of course, very steep, very windy. And so all these trucks who would normally use the road and cross the border, I don't know if it's because of the Russian-Ukraine war or what, but there are just miles upon miles upon miles of these trucks, of these lorries, 18-wheelers, big rigs, whatever you want to call them.
And their license plates were Georgia,
Armenia, Azerbaijan,
Uzbekistan.
like just all of Central Asia, basically.
Yeah.
Russia, all going into Russia for trading, transportation of goods. But Georgian police have these checkpoints set up all up and down the road, and so the trucks will just sit and go through the checkpoint and then drive up the road a bit and then stop at the next one and get checked a bit.
But they were just lined up for miles, taking up almost half the road.
And so there are points where, you're going north, there's traffic coming south. Well, these trucks parked on the side of the road are taking up at least a third of the road, sometimes half the road.
And the truck drivers are like hanging out their trucks, doing their thing.
So
it was crazy.
How do you pass these trucks? You just do it the best way you can and hope you don't fall off the side of the mountain. Spoiler alert, we did not fall off the side of the mountain.
No. And so we're gonna go see some more cool stuff today, and then we'll see where we end up. It's an adventure.
Georgian adventure.
Breakfast. How do we feel?
Very sad that this is my last breakfast ever.
No, you can have breakfast tomorrow in Warsaw.
Okay.
We just don't know what it will be. The coffee probably won't be this good. Has it been a good trip?
So, for those of you that have been to Georgia before, maybe you knew this, but Tbilisi, very modern, very nice, lots of things. The countryside of Georgia is just that, countryside. So, the expectation of what you should expect should be lower, probably. But even that, it's still been very fun, just seeing all the things, seeing lots of cows, lots of Georgian ranchers out with their sticks, hitting their cows to tell them where to go. Seeing the people just walking, just doing their thing, living their life, seeing all the rocks, so many rocks that were covered in water and rain, but other than that, so many rocks. So much espresso and ice cream. Just so much.
What else could we ask for?
Could we ask for it? Did we ask for it?
Could we?
Thank you.